Well, hello everybody! Welcome to this episode of G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And yeah, we're looking over at the mountains right now, and you can see some clouds there, right? Well, you remember I said there was a forecast for rain, and yesterday's forecast said it was supposed to start sometime during the night last night and go through today. Well, that all changed. So what's going on with the weather? Well, you can see I got a light breeze up here, nothing really big to talk about. But over there, it's raining. Yes, it is. And that's coming right at me. And I just checked the radar, and the storm is directly that way. And it's coming with a fury. It's got some reds and yellows and that stuff in it. So it doesn't look like the mountains are going to get snow out of it, but there might be a slight mix of snow and rain. But yeah, the rains are coming from that direction, but they're also over there already. So you can see they're probably going to get some water out of this, and you can see those thunderheads over there. They said there might be some thunder and lightning in this one. So I got out this morning and got my work done, and we'll start in the Garden of Eating, or the Garden of Eden, right, depending on how you want to say it. But yeah, look at these blossoms on here. Aren't they nice? There's going to be peaches, and lots of peaches. I like peaches, and I'm going to can up some of those if I get enough of them. Anyway, yeah, the blooms on the tomatoes are really starting to show us their signs of wanting to produce fruit. So, yep, we're going to get some out of those. Everybody's looking good here on the trees and the tomatoes. Look at the growth on that pear tree. Yeah, it's looking good, but I don't see any blossoms yet. So I'm gonna have to give that some nutrients that'll promote blossoming. And yes, you can use the Go Juice for that. So I will be hitting that with some Go Juice. And same with that one over there. It's got some buds on it, nice pink buds. And I'll hit that with some Go Juice. And my little mandarin tangerine over there looks like it could use some. And that pear tree over there should have leaves and sprouts and buds on it right now, but it just got a few buds. It hasn't gone that way yet, so I'm going to have to hit that with some Go Juice also. I'll get all that done. Since the rain is coming, I got my last 2 bags off the trailer and got those in here standing up so they won't get too wet, because those things already weigh about 50 pounds. And when they get wet, they go 70 pounds really easy. And it's not a lot of fun carrying those things around. So I'm going to cut off some broccoli here if the rain doesn't come down too hard to have that with my dinner tonight. I've got some boneless, skinless chicken drums, leg meat, marinating in a citrus marinade. And I'll cook those on the barbecue indoors, of course. And I'll add some broccoli on the side with that. And that'll be my dinner. All right. So I'm going to get this closed up because that's getting closer. And it said that that's supposed to hit somewhere between 1 and 2. It's supposed to be in this area. Well, like I said, they also said it was supposed to be here sometime around 2 in the morning, and it never got here. So who knows? All right, you see my van is down here by the chicken coop. That's because I use the solar and the electricity that I've got going in the van with the AC voltage, the inverter, to run my power tools out here. But I also added more security. And we'll start here at the door. And you see I did a crisscross on there, so there's no opening big enough for anything of good size to be able to get in there just by standing above where I just did the single strand around here. And the single strand cuts that in half to 2 little 4-inch areas. And the way I held this single strand on, I made some more of those giant U-nails out of those sofa springs I was talking about in a prior video a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, those worked out great. And I got a single strand across here, but this one's got a little bit of flex to it. And the reason I did that was because I want if it goes down, then they're going to try to squeeze over it, and it's going to spring back up again and cut some skin and fur and things like that. I may end up putting right in the center, I may put a tie wire just so it still moves, but it can't be pulled away from there in case there's more than one of whatever's trying to get in. All right, so the crisscrosses over the small openings, and then this is the coil type of barbed wire that I talked about, as I'm going to do. And there's the conduit clamps. Those have 1.5 inch screws going in, so they'll hold pretty good. But Tom asked about whether it would slide enough inside of those loops, the way I was talking about it sliding, so they could get tangled up in it. And I replied to him, well, that's why I'm doing the coils, because I want the coils to have the give also. So you can see that these are pretty springy and they snap right back into place. So if something gets up here, they're going to get this thing pulled out a little bit, and of course it's coiled, so it's got highs and lows to it, so legs can get tangled into it and stuff like that. And then if they put a leg through here and they go down, then this is across the belly. So yeah, I think that's going to probably deter anything that wants to get through here. Then I came around the corner here and I put an extra loop in the wire at the corners so that it's got that extra spring on this side also. And as you can see, works just fine. Then on the door above the panel, I put another coil here, but since this coil is only a short one, I did a hardwired cross wire through the center of it. So that's actually holding that in there. So if something comes up and gets tangled in that, then they're going to make a lot of noise, and that's my plan. So then, of course, to come around the other side here, and as you can see, it's going through. Now this one I didn't do the extra coil on here because it worked out with the way that it went through there. As you can see, I've got some slide room on there, so that slides back and forth, and that works out perfect for there. And then it comes all the way around coiled here up to where the automatic feeder is, and then I stopped it at that point, and it came through the slide unit and then anchored it with a U-nail down there. And then of course it's got a barb there, so I can't pull out from behind the U-nail. And those U-nails are probably 1.25 inches into the wood. So, and the way I cut those, when I cut them out of the springs, I cut them with the taper on the outsides of the U-nail. So as you bang it in, the tapers cause the U-nail to close together on the inside. So it actually goes in and kind of grabs onto the wood as it's going in there. The ones on the corner, I left a little loose so that they could slide if necessary. But yeah, it comes all the way around and it's locked into place. And that's my security system. What do you think of that? I know Brewster the rooster kind of liked it. He came out and was watching me, and so did Nellie Bell. She came out and roamed around with Brewster, and they're starting to get more used to me. They don't run away like they used to. When they hear me out here, they usually come out to see what's going on. And I threw some more greens in there. They don't seem to like the desert arugula. They like the broccoli leaves though. So I'm going to be cleaning off that broccoli plant so I can get it out of the garden and get the rest of that soil in there after the rains. And I'll get the garden ready for planting, because my seedlings and everything inside, as you saw yesterday, are doing really well. And they're going to want to be moving outside with this weather. It's in the 60s today. It's not cold. The winds are blowing a little bit, making quite a bit of electricity. And I had electricity being made all last night. The winds started off only about 9 to 14. And then about the time I got into bed, they were just peaking at around 18. But at 18 miles an hour, that's double the speed that they normally start producing. It starts producing at around 9 miles per hour. And I was making electricity all night, which was fine with me. And I got up this morning to full batteries. So we'll take a look in there in a second and see how that's doing. I got all my my water catchment systems all ready to go. Yeah, it looks like we got 13.6 in the battery banks, which is a whole volt over full batteries, which means that I can go inside and waste some electricity now, have my lunch, watch some TV, turn on the big computer, listen to some music, and if the rains start, what a nice time to take a nap. Of course, if the rains start, I will do a part 2 and come out and show you how the rains are doing. I don't know how much we're going to get, but that's getting closer, and I can feel the moisture in the air now, and you can see the clouds are starting to join together. So probably within the next hour, like they said, I'll be getting some rain. And I marked these containers right there from yesterday or last night. That's the amount of water in there. So we'll see how much water I capture if the rains get here. Oops, I better fix that downspout. There we go. It was out at the top. That's from those high winds. Normally I put a screw in the top up there so that it won't do that. If anything, it flexes up and down like this. But it looks like this thing sunk into the ground from all the weight and the wet ground. So I'll put my jack under there and jack this up, and I'll put a pad underneath the 2 front legs here, so that'll lift that back into place and we'll be fine. But for today, it'll do its job, and I'll get past the rain, because those barrels are full anyway. There's no need to worry about it. And over here, they've got the first flush valve opened, because that barrel is full and overflowing. So I'll put the water down into here, and then I'll come out and get my equalizer siphon running. Maybe I could do it now. I don't know. It's too low in the barrels to run the equalizer. But I'll get the equalizer started and running, so if I get enough rain, it'll fill both barrels. I've been using this for my indoor plants and my outdoor plants here. And I'm going to give everything go juice to make it really happy and get it going. All right, everybody. G-Bear reminding you, give me a thumbs up down there. Don't forget to leave comments and questions at the bottom. I do try to get back to everybody on a very quick and effective basis. I like saying effective because I like when things are effective and not defective. That's G-Bear signing off.